Monday's episode of Days of Our Lives promises secrets, schemes, and emotional confrontations, the kind that could shift everything in Salem. Chanel lashes out. Chad makes a desperate plea. And Shawn and Steve? They're ready to risk it all for family. Let's break down everything coming in the May 5th episode, and what it really means beneath the surface. Let's start with the most daring plot twist of the episode, one that could change lives forever. Sean Brady and Steve Johnson are going rogue. After exhausting every legal avenue, the two men come to one conclusion. If they want to save Bo Brady, they'll have to break the rules, and possibly the law. Their mission? Infiltrate a highly secure lab and steal a top-secret, experimental drug, a treatment believed to be Bo's only hope for survival. But this isn't just about saving Bo. For Steve, this is a chance to make up for the role he played in Bo's earlier disappearance. He carries the weight of guilt and regret, and now, he's driven by something more than loyalty: atonement. And Shawn? He's not just Bo's son, he's a man haunted by the fear of losing his father permanently. He's already lost time with Bo. He's not about to lose the man himself. Together, they form an unlikely but determined duo. They're not secret agents. They're not trained criminals. They're just two desperate men with too much to lose and everything to gain. The stakes? Massive. The lab is protected by state-of-the-art security. One wrong move, and they could end up arrested, or worse. Still, they press on. Because this isn't just a mission. It's personal. And the question looms large. Will this risky break-in save Bo's life, or destroy Shawn and Steve's in the process? Meanwhile, emotions boil over in one of Salem's most intense confrontations to date. Chanel Dupree DiMera has reached her breaking point, and EJ DiMera is squarely in her sights. To the outside world, Chanel may seem composed. But today, she erupts. She blames EJ for shattering the most fragile hope she had, the dream of becoming a mother. Chanel had a chance. A real one. She was prepared to open her heart and her home to the child of Sophia Choi and Tate Black. But that dream crumbled. Why? Because Johnny, the man she loves, pulled away. And in Chanel's eyes, that hesitation was planted by none other than EJ himself. She believes EJ manipulated Johnny, feeding him doubts and insecurities until he couldn't see the future they had imagined together. And now, that future? It's gone. Her fury isn't just anger. It's grief. She lashes out, telling EJ exactly what she thinks, that he didn't just interfere, he destroyed something sacred. That he didn't just sabotage an adoption, he sabotaged her chance at a family. This isn't a simple argument. This is a reckoning. EJ, as usual, keeps his cool, or at least pretends to. But the damage is done. Chanel is hurt, furious, and heartbroken. And her relationship with Johnny may be hanging by a thread. Because this wasn't just a failed adoption. This was the loss of a future, a family that never got to begin. And now, with emotions high and trust shattered, Chanel's rage could ignite a feud that tears the DiMera family apart from the inside. While drama unfolds across Salem, Chad DiMera is locked in a quieter, but no less intense, emotional war. It centers around one woman, Kat Green, and one man he doesn't trust, EJ DiMera. Kat is scheduled to go on a charity date with EJ. It sounds simple, a fundraising auction win, a dinner for a good cause. But to Chad, it's anything but simple. He sees the danger in EJ's smile, the calculation behind every move. EJ never does anything without a layered motive. And a one-on-one evening with Kat? That's not charity, that's strategy. Chad approaches Kat with urgency, practically begging her to reconsider. He doesn't demand, he pleads. Because this isn't about jealousy on the surface, it's about intuition. He knows EJ too well. And he knows how easily EJ can turn a seemingly innocent gesture into a power play. Kat, on the other hand, brushes it off. She tells Chad he's overreacting, that it's just a date, just dinner, just business. To her, there's no hidden meaning. But to Chad, it's a ticking bomb. He suspects EJ may be after more than Kat's company, maybe hospital intel. Kat's been close to key figures in the medical community lately. Her fundraising work has made her privy to private conversations, privileged plans. Could EJ be using her as a gateway to a larger play, like acquiring the hospital? Or, could it be more personal? Could EJ be intentionally provoking Chad, trying to stir the jealousy he still sees lingering beneath Chad's calm exterior? Because let's face it, Chad and Kat share history, chemistry, unfinished business. And EJ? He doesn't just see it, he plays it. As Chad walks away from their conversation, one thing is clear: he may have warned Kat, but now he's the one spiraling. Now let's talk about EJ DiMera, the master of misdirection. On the surface, he's just a wealthy bachelor cashing in on a charity auction prize. But anyone who's followed EJ's story knows, nothing he does is ever that simple. There's a game here. The only question is, which one is he playing? Some believe EJ's target is strategic, that his attention to Kat Green is driven by business. She's connected to recent fundraising efforts tied to the hospital, and rumors are swirling that EJ is preparing to make a major acquisition. If he wants to buy the hospital, who better to charm than someone close to the board? Someone with insider access? But another theory is gaining traction. Maybe EJ's play isn't professional, maybe it's personal. He's watched Chad and Kat dance around each other emotionally for months. The lingering glances, the quiet tension, the moments when they almost reconnect, and then pull away. EJ sees it, and he might be trying to force something to happen. Not out of cruelty, but maybe out of some twisted form of gratitude. Remember, Chad saved EJ's life after the shooting at the DiMera estate. EJ owes him, and this may be EJ's way of repaying that debt, by orchestrating the romance Chad won't admit he still wants. A public dinner, a moment alone, a shift in perspective. It's classic EJ, controlling outcomes without appearing to. Of course, none of this makes Chad feel any better. Because whether EJ is plotting a hostile business move or playing matchmaker with a DiMera flourish, Chad is being played. And as he feels the walls close in, the question isn't whether EJ has a plan, it's how far Chad will go to stop it. Amidst all the chaos, schemes, confrontations, and secret missions, there's one emotional storyline simmering just beneath the surface. And it might be the most fragile one of all. Johnny and Chanel, once full of hope, love, and plans for the future, are now barely holding on. The connection they shared has been strained, tested by doubt, miscommunication, and shattered expectations. Chanel's pain is visible. She wears it openly, her words sharp, her frustration loud. But Johnny? His struggle is quieter, and far more complicated. He's confused, torn between his love for Chanel and the uncertainty he feels about fatherhood, responsibility, and whether he's truly ready for the life they imagined together. That's when Marlena Evans steps in. Steady, grounded, unshaken by the whirlwind around her. She sits down with Johnny not to judge, but to guide. She listens, then gently pushes. She tells him to stop framing Chanel's anger as rejection. What he's hearing as blame is actually grief. What looks like fury is really fear. Marlena paints the bigger picture, the one Johnny's been too hurt, too defensive, to see. She reminds him that love isn't always easy. That sometimes, the people who push you away the hardest are the ones who want you the most. She tells him that their dream, a family, a future, isn't gone. It's just paused. But if Johnny doesn't find the courage to face his own doubts, to admit where he went wrong, and to fight for Chanel with his whole heart, it could slip away forever. The question is he ready? Or will guilt, pride, and fear leave him paralyzed just long enough to lose the love of his life? So when the dust settles, what are we really looking at? Because this episode isn't just about dramatic moments, it's about power dynamics. Emotional, strategic, personal. At the core of it all is control. Control over situations, control over outcomes, control over people. Let's take a look. Shawn and Steve are trying to control the uncontrollable, life and death. They're breaking rules, risking everything, because they refuse to let fate decide Beau's future. Chanel is fighting to take back control over her role as a mother. A dream was ripped from her hands, and now she's trying to hold someone, anyone, accountable. Chad is losing control of his emotions. He's torn between his past with Kat and his distrust of EJ. He's trying to manage the narrative, but it's slipping from his grip. And EJ? He's doing what EJ always does, staying 3 steps ahead. He's not just playing one angle, he's playing all of them. Whether it's manipulating hospital politics, orchestrating personal entanglements, or stirring emotional tension, he's controlling the board. And the rest? They're just trying to keep up. Everyone in Salem is chasing something: redemption, love, safety, revenge. But in this episode, we're reminded that the most dangerous battles aren't always fought with fists or secrets. They're fought in conversations, in glances, in quiet decisions behind closed doors. And those battles? They're far from over. Monday's episode of Days of Our Lives is more than just another day in Salem. It's the moment where alliances shift, motives get exposed, and the past starts rewriting the future. With Beau's life on the line, Chanel on the warpath, and EJ in the middle of it all, nothing is stable. Nothing is safe. And the ripple effects of these choices? They're just beginning. Stay tuned, because Days of Our Lives is about to get a whole lot messier.